sit that side, but you turn it over and it's got a lovely pattern on the back. I prefer the back than the front. Sort of like freedom, isn't it?
Trinity is a charity that helps the homeless, including those vulnerable to homelessness, sometimes referred to as the hidden homeless. In Winchester, Trinity also runs an art group as a different way to help those in need.
I don't want words, I just want symbols and pictures, but I want you to draw with your eyes closed. Honestly, the whole thing about it is so you don't worry about what you're drawing. It can be wonky, it can be awkward.
This is awful, Annie.
The idea behind Trinity, what we're trying to achieve is to help people who are vulnerably housed or homeless into a better situation. And that made me think, well, what can I do as an individual, as an artist? So I thought of creating an art group. I had this idea that I wanted to bring awareness to that the idea of homelessness isn't just people sleeping rough on the streets. It's people in vulnerable housing and also the hidden homeless, which are the sofa surfers.
Yeah, that was me.
How many years did you manage to do that?
Sofa surfing for 7 years. I was.
7 years?
Yeah, 7 years.
I mean,
Maybe that's why I can't sleep in my bed. I sleep on my sofa. I don't know, maybe it feels safe.
Many of the members have struggled with homelessness as the result of a challenging past.
My name's Michael. Yeah, that's what I say. Years ago I did suffer with depression, so I had to leave work. I've been happy for years. I live on my own. I used to do a lot of self-harming. So I come down Trinity, he says, yeah, come in. Of course, you say you want the art room open, they open it for you, that's what I like. About that. Do it in memory of that Jason, someone he used to throw the paint at the wall, didn't he? I like to try everything different. When my friend said you can't draw paint on cloth, I got up and I drew the picture on it. I have got a website, but you know, I forget what it was. I'm terrible at remembering names of websites.
Yeah, I use art to try and stay stable, so yeah.
How old were you when you were homeless?
I was homeless at 18.
And you looked about 12. I mean, you still do, yeah. But I mean, just to clarify, Pippa landed this new job and she started officially this week. First week of the job.
Alastair, he's an amazing, calm teacher. He's got patience with all that use the art room, and he's just a really amazing teacher.
I'm going to use a fancy word, ineffable. Something you can't grasp. You can't put your finger on it, but it can feel expansive, and it's the reason why you might feel love for Justin Bieber.
I've met the most amazing people, and I've met beautiful friends, and Trinity is like a family.
You're very good, you're always helping.
Recently, the group has begun creating masks in preparation for their biggest project yet, an exhibition at the Hartley Library in Southampton.
This is some of my work that I've done. My mask is there, and I've kind of gone with Love Will Win because I believe bringing back community spirit. And with that one, I kind of gone with music, kind of like, I kind of thought about Prince. I wasn't in a good situation. I had to flee from domestic violence, and it left me homeless. At the same time, I had to go bankrupt. I find it really hard because I also suffer with a post-traumatic stress disorder because of the situation that I was in. It's kind of been quite a roller coaster for me.
I made my mask really to show that I'm not a title bipolar, I'm a human being. Yeah, art is very therapeutic for me.
First started with a bit of cardboard, then I put this stuff on there that you wrap your arm in. That took about 2 hours. It's quite enjoyable to make them. It'd be nasty if they're thrown away because we put so much into them.
Trinity's done a lot for me. I've come down and it makes me meet a lot more people, make new friends. I just feel happy there a lot of the times.
Art, it's just a great way of coping with your mental health through trauma and situations that people have been through.
I caught up with the group on the day of the exhibition.
We are trying to raise awareness to homelessness. We're trying to show that the people who experience homeless are just like everyone else.
I'm Daniel Thied. I'm Associated Professor at Winchester School of Art, and this is a project that we have made in collaboration with Trinity Winchester Art Group. And well, we have been working around the idea of protesting. That has a lot of sense. We have to protest. No more people are sleeping on the streets.
This is our way of saying we have a voice. We're not labels. Yeah, we've had a hard time, but we're still people.
It's actually a fantastic exhibition, and I quite like the idea of masks as a tool for protesting, because in some countries you cannot afford to show your face.
Just sad some of the people that should have been here didn't manage to make it. I'm very sad that Mike didn't make it because he's been very prolific and made a lot of masks, so I don't know quite what happened there.
I think so many people are judged for what their status is in terms of whether they're homeless or not, and I think that masks kind of hide that immediate judgment.
Now you might be wondering why a tent pitched up inside Hartley Library, but this tent stands as a stark reminder that this is a serious subject, and there really are people who will be sleeping on the streets of Southampton and Winchester tonight. One of the things about my group is that their lives have been fraught with difficulties, bad luck, financial woes, mental health, and therefore they haven't got a record of themselves. And so this invitation to be part of this exhibition meant that here's a moment, a symbolic moment, where the group could create their own record, could create their own document, could create their own symbolic moment of permanence.
It's been so powerful because even outside when we were handing out leaflets, I was catching up with Pippa because she'd been rejected quite a few times. And I said, "What do you think they're rejecting?" And she said, "Not me." And that was so beautiful because actually it was raining, people's heads were down, and it's an insight into society and how we interact, that there's a blindness. And that is to be explored.
You know, don't ever think homelessness can't happen to you. It can happen to anyone.
People always have this sort of dark suspicion that homeless people are dour and sort of dark, but actually people who have suffered from homelessness tend to be quite resilient and quite positive. And so we were keen as a group to protest, to raise awareness, and to show a human face. In effect, make the invisible visible.
Do you like Satsumas, Mike?